Here.
Commissioner Bell,
Here.
Commissioner Cattouli. I do not see him on.
Right.
Commissioner Ellis,
Present.
Commissioner Snyder, Commissioner Wise,
Present.
and you have a quorum.
Thank you. Any communications at all, Aaron?
I don't think we have any. Jim, do you have any?
No, not right now.
Okay. We have a motion regarding the approval of the minutes of April 7th, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and second to approve the minutes of April 7th. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Commissioner Eisner, may I interrupt real quick, please? When we have a motion, can we say the person's name and then they have the motion and then the person say their name for the second so that it can go on public record as well, that the public that are hearing and listening will know the names?
No problem.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, Harvey. I'm sorry.
Right.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion that we approve the minutes of April the 7th, 2020?
Is there a second?
Who made the motion? I would like to make the motion.
Is there a second to that?
Yes, this is Ruth Ann Ellis, and I would like to second, please.
Okay. Mr. Burton and Ms. Ellis have approved and second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Do you want to move 7A up? Because I see Margaret is with us.
Yes.
Okay, is that all right with the rest of the commissioners?
Yes.
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 Okay, why don't we then go ahead with 7A?
Okay, and Jim, you may want to step in here. We discussed this at this morning's workshop and the access came up. Do you want to jump in, Jim?
Sure. As you remember, that what's being requested tonight is the plat that shows the main spine road into the development, which I don't know. All right. Yeah, can I get somebody to run their arrow up and down the spine road so I can see it? Very good. Yeah, so that's the main spine road. It was originally entitled, it was largely built. The entitlement expired. They have come back to get it re-entitled. And the primary change is that from the roundabout to what is now identified as the private entry gate, that portion will be public right of way, all private. And the issue was discussed this morning about that adjoining or that adjacent Coquina Road. If you can run the cursor up and down that, that Coquina Road that we discussed that that we said the staff was very interested in making sure that that stayed in some form or fashion, owned and maintained by somebody so that that could serve as a secondary emergency ingress egress point, emergency only. Since then, we've had a chance to discuss that issue with the Public Works Director, and he has stated that the city is not interested in having that road quit claimed to us. We have no interest in owning and maintaining it. What his preference is that that stay a private access easement and be platted as such. And then we have some kind of a maintenance agreement where that is forged between L-Star and Donna Cote that sets forth the details of how that road's going to be kept open and maintained to a drivable standard, and that we would get a copy of that. That issue will really come to bear when you have Donna Cote's property comes in for subdivision approval, and the piece where L-Star connects to that road with their emergency access when that phase of their subdivision comes in. So this is an issue that we feel we can approve the preliminary plat tonight, and then before final plat. issue or is approved, and we'll get everything worked out.
So are you suggesting that this be a contingent or just go ahead and approve it? And then when the final plat comes in, that's where we may have a contingency. Is that correct?
That is correct. Or just approve it tonight without a contingency, and then
Right.
and we'll just note for the record that we're not going to allow the final plat to come back to you until we have some movement on that issue.
Any comments from the commissioners? What about any comments from the developer? You get back.
I do, thank you. I'm Margaret LaCal, I'm from the developer. I do have an update. We did reach out to Donna Catay. She does agree she's going to give us access. We both agree that we will maintain it. So, and we both agree that it will be used for access, for emergency access only. And that we've both agreed that the access can move as she develops her property, so we can actually go onto her property, which will be public roads. And at some point we both agreed that we would have an ability to transfer the maintenance of that road to the POAs, the respective POAs. And we are working on an agreement to have that in place, and we'll share that with you when it's been buttoned up and prepared.
Margaret, would that be before the final plat is approved?
The intent is yes, we're going to work on that and make sure it gets prepared in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Any comments or questions from members of the commission? We can take that off, I think, Aaron.
The background?
Yeah, no, I mean, so we can see everyone.
Oh, how do we, yeah, oh, like this. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
That help?
Okay, yeah,
And unfortunately, here, let me stretch it.
that's all right.
Look at that.
Any other comments or questions? Makes sense, as long as we get something before the final plat. That to me is important. We have a motion regarding 7A.
This is Chairman Bruton. Mr. Commissioner, I move that the Planning Commission approve the preliminary subdivision plat to create Waterway Hills Parkway sub 20-15 as submitted.
Is there a second to that?
And maybe,
Is there a second to that? Anyone?
This is Commissioner Ellis, and I second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Burton and Ms. Ellis have moved and second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, let's go to old business zoning text amendment ZTX-20-02. Aaron? is that
Right.
yours?
Yes, so we discussed this at this morning's workshop, and this relating to the small home, establishing design standards for small home, single-family income and developments. The draft that we put before you, the two items that you wanted to see change, one had to do with the increasing the minimum total common open space from 15% to 20%. And so we did that. It's now 20%. The discussion about its letter G having to do with the louvered walls may be used in place of solid walls, just removing the percentage out of the draft completely. We did that. And then we also talked about encouraging additional on-street parking for vehicular automobile parking, encouraging that to be provided by the developer. on street, and that we would defer and check with both planning and public works to to decide whether or not that was appropriate or not.
But that's an option.
It's an option. It's an encourage. It's an option. So what I did was I put that in a draft, and if we can find that on our server on your end, Allison, please do so. If you can't, I think I can find that on my end so that we can show everybody these changes. So I'll tell you, I'll just go ahead and show you.
We got a bigger picture of Ruth Ann, but could we have,
Oh, we don't want that. Oh, gosh.
Let me just get it
so what?
down up here.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Now it's actually, it would be the one that was just saved recently today. That looks like it's a little older. It has some green highlights in it. With the ending ACR, LSP, or LSV and JWW. You see that one?
We talking to?
Allison. I
Allison.
think, or Dawn is
Or
able
Dawn.
to provide that.
Okay. While they're trying to discover that, is there any other questions oh, there it is.
Yeah, that, and if you can maybe expand that window, we clearly on our end. There.
There.
And
Can everyone see that?
that's looking good. If you can just
Okay, good.
if you can just drop down to further pages in, scroll, there you go. Yeah, that's it. So as I discussed, everything in green is what we're considering putting in the draft. G had to do with the louvered walls, maybe used in place of solid walls, removing the percentage out of it completely. H had to do with creating the additional automobile parking opportunities. Developers encouraged to provide on-street parking within the right-of-way built to the standards of the city code at the discretion of the planning and development director and director of public works. And a minimum 20% common open space, crossed out 15.
Mhm.
That's what I heard from our discussion this morning, were your biggest concerns with the draft. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else that we need to discuss? Otherwise, it'd be forwarded on to council on May 4th.
Any commissioners have any comments regarding these? We did spend almost 2 hours this morning going over this, and I want to compliment Ruth Ann and Jessica for pointing out the minimum lot size in order to achieve this. And again, you convinced me to go from 2.5 to from 5 acres to 2.5. So I appreciate that. Any comments or questions regarding the changes or anything in this zoning text amendment? Okay, can we have a motion regarding that, please? Anyone? So that's
Mr. Chairman,
the motion. I didn't get the name of the dog. They can't hear me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Harvey.
Okay. We have a motion then regarding this, please.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Bruton. I would like to move that the Planning Commission approve zoning text amendment ZTX 20-02 as submitted.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Any other discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other new business or consent items?
No, there's not.
Okay, can we have a motion regarding adjournment, please?
So moved.
Rocky makes a motion to adjourn. Is there a second to that?
I said, Chairman, Commissioner, I'm sorry, Commissioner Ellis, I second it.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Hopefully, our next meeting will be here, but you never know. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and everybody be safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for my battery dying this morning. So, sorry.